You walked in 1 minute last time. What's that? I know. Hold on, text. Is he gonna text you?
Hello.
Doors locked.
Good.
What?
The doors are locked, front and back, on City Hall.
Yeah, because tonight's not a late night, and we didn't,
What does one do about that?
we need to make sure that when we have these meetings, we unlock the door.
Who unlocks them?
Well, we could have IT do it remotely, or whoever is running the meeting, make sure the door is unlocked. I'll mention it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll mention it to them, to the mayor tomorrow, see what he wants to do. It would probably be difficult to do it, remotely, so maybe whoever's running the meeting should just make sure that the doors are locked at the time of the meeting, that's all.
What would be nice is if comms department just automatically sent a request to the person who's supposed to unlock it, you know, and like, because they're, you
If
know,
whose department, I'm sorry?
communications, cause like if they're putting everything on
Or
the
the
calendar,
The clerk's office.
or clerk's office, either one, but.
Yeah, if there is.
Okay, we're live.
Oh,
This is,
we'll figure it out.
that's from the last time. And this is
I
the
will
other.
read.
I did a color, I don't know if it matters, I just,
Color, black and white.
yeah, then I reprinted out the fee ordinance, so we all have that too.
May, June, what?
That, is this different?
No, it's the same one, I just did it, and I also printed out the fee ordinance.
Different colors?
Thank you.
So what?
What is this one?
So that's the fee ordinance,
That's what we already
Okay.
had.
yeah, I just did a color coordinated, and I can give all of them in like a, correct?
Yeah.
I love that, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay, 6:01, we'll call the meeting to order. The Aldermanic Building and Zoning Committee. Alright. Sarah, I'll do attendance. Sarah Barnett Bruckman, Chair.
Bob Fate, member?
Joe Carmichael, member.
Do the members.
Chuck Mazzara, building director.
Shannon Persky, permit department supervisor.
Okay. All right, open forum.
I got none.
Alrighty, okay, item number 4. Moving on. Okay, so, what?
We're flying.
Yeah.
Keep it going, let's go, all right.
Okay,
It's been a
so,
long day.
so we met in August and reviewed, the ordinance changes to essentially 1444.01 and 03. We tabled, I believe it was the 01 section, and then, and some of the fee changes that you were recommending. I think just overall, what we were looking for, well, in general, I think we wanna build a system that's transparent, that's streamlined process, that makes it easy for both the staff and the residents to understand and to know what they're getting themselves into, and then just make sure that it's streamlined and codified in a good way. So in order to do that, we asked you guys to help us by putting together the proposal was to move to a flat percentage of the work, of the value of the work being done. So we asked you guys to run some actuals for us with then projections of the fees that were, the value of the work that happened, and then projecting it out with a 1.25, a 5% increase, or a 2% increase. I'm sorry, 1.25, 1.5, and 2% increase. And we have those projections from May through September. So with that, I'd love to hear from you two.
So, I forgot to categorize it, the column with the numbers is the values, so,
Okay.
just so you know. Yeah, so I think what we decided, or we figured out last time, it was like a 1.1% we were doing it based off of currently. So yeah, I mean, it's everything in yellow just kind of shows by month what the fee increase would be at the 1.25, and then the blue is the 1.5, and then the orange is the 2%. So just kind of calculated, and then underneath that, the yellow, the blue, and the orange numbers are just what the totals would be together. So what we generated total for May, then with the 1.25, 1.5, and then 2% increase.
What the numbers would be.
Right.
If
Mhm.
we were at those rates.
Yeah, what we would have made if we did, or what we would have, taken in if we did the rates at those percentages for those months.
And what are your thoughts, recommendations?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I mean, I think we need to start making some money. I think our fees need to be as high as possible without causing, financial stress to the people pulling the permits. It seems like everyone was concerned that people are paying more for their permit if their project costs more. I don't really think we can be too concerned about that. People have money to do a project, they know they're gonna pay permit fees. So I think it's time for the city to start raising our fees accordingly and start putting some money in the city's pocket. Which percentage we go off of is gonna be up to you guys to determine.
And then also just a little bit of, level setting, so you may know more about this, but Cicero residential permitting is 2% of the value, commercial is 3%, but then they have like a minimum
Yeah,
number that it's not less than.
We're
And then-
low.
We're low,
Yeah.
we're low. Riverside is 1.75 or 100, whichever is greater. And then Oak Park does have specific values, so
Okay.
I just for some context.
Yeah, historically, we've been low,
Mhm.
so,
And this is the old school specific values, correct, on this sheet here?
Yeah, that was all the stuff that was the original ordinance, all the
Original,
stuff
yeah.
that was crossed out.
Right.
I do think that if you figure it out roughly, the one that I proposed we proposed to stay with the first $2,000 being 40, and then every additional 1,000 after that being 15. I do think it roughly comes around to like 1.5%. So it is one of the numbers that we sort of kind of calculated, just to kind of give reference. So, if we do that, it would be, it would be $15 for every 1,000, which is roughly 1.5% of every 1,000 in a sense. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
so we just need to determine if we wanna kind of be in line with everyone close by to us, or if we want people to be like, oh, Berwyn's fees are less than everyone else's, or,
Yeah.
Would these involve any minimums?
Right now, we have a minimum of 2,000, anything from $1 to 2,000 is 30.
Yeah, with the new structure.
No.
No.
It was something that we did talk about too, we were gonna do a $40 minimum or a 50. That was, we had tabled
I
that
mean,
to
that's something
figure out.
that we can do, if we wanted to do something with minimums.
Mhm.
Yeah, there should be a minimum, I mean,
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I know there's small, tiny projects.
Yeah, there are
They come
absolutely
in.
people coming all the time, and I gotta be honest with you, a lot of times people come in, the projects are so small, I give them a free permit.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that could still be done, if,
Yeah.
And it will be, but
but that's your discretion.
we are, well, technically, we're not supposed to make money as a city, but it would be nice to have a little,
Well, we need to
I'm
cover our
positive.
costs.
We need to cover
Right.
costs.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we do it all the time. Someone comes in, $300 tuck pointing, we don't charge them, stuff like that.
Well, you issue them a permit. to
We
put
do,
it
something to put in the window, but yeah, we don't charge them. I mean, it's,
Especially if it's a homeowner,
Yeah. Mhm.
But, I don't know, I mean, you wanna go happy medium, go 1.5%? You said Cicero was at like 2%, right?
Correct.
That's what you currently,
Or we go
For residential.
1.75?
And 3%.
For commercial, you said, right? 3% for commercial? Here, we're the same across the board.
Right. But then we
We
talked
don't-
about last time, what about when mixed use is mixed in with the commercial, and do we charge at different rates? And that went on a tangent last time,
Yeah.
so we kinda determined, I think, that we wanted to do everything off the same percentage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that's what we thought, it was gonna be too difficult to,
Right, cause they're gonna say, no, I did $20,000 for a residential, and then 100,000 was for commercial,
for
and
the
then how do
front
we
of the building,
separate
I
it,
did this
right?
here, yeah.
And they're gonna want separate contracts, and then that's gonna cause
Right.
more, you know,
Right.
back and forth at the counter for
I
them
think
not
that's what
wanting to
we
give
talked
us.
about, right, Sarah?
I believe so. Micah?
Quick question for the rates that are being proposed.
Mhm.
Do these include the cost of inspections as well?
No.
as part of
No,
So
that's
I think,
always
I
a,
think that's important, because I think in Cicero, they're 2%, it's 2%, but that includes inspection costs. So I
Okay.
think that's worth evaluating, because, you know, let's say.
well,
you have
let's look
somebody-
into that,
Yeah,
because depending on the size of the project, you could be talking a lot of money for inspections.
Well, that's not, right, but I think in that case, we need to figure out, you know, what's gonna be a reasonable, cause I think people get surprised by then, oh, you're saying it's, you know,
Oh,
1.5 for the project, but then, you know,
you have all these additional charges, we've got a review fee, we've got architectural drawings fee, review fees, we've got things like that.
Right,
Then the,
plumbing inspection.
then the 50 inspections that it needs to build a house, you know, it's like, those are in addition to these fees, you know?
I think
So-
that's probably a topic for another meeting altogether.
Yeah, yeah, but what we will do is, let me find out if that 2% includes, do you know for a fact,
I
Micah?
just looked it up. and
You did, okay.
Yeah, it says that for the fees and inspections.
Are included in that,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I mean, do we just say at the 1.5 and then keep
Well,
our
or we
inspections?
just do 1.75, I mean, do we have to be lower than Cicero, do we, you know what I'm saying, I mean,
Personally, I'm fine with like having a higher rate if it covers the inspections, right? Because then it's kind of all baked in. But if you're not gonna have inspections be part of the cost.
Yeah, but then a lot of our inspectors are outside contractors, so we have to make sure that
Professional
we're
services.
covering
correct.
Right.
the cost of what they're
So-
charging us, so then we don't, you know, lose.
Oh, man.
How much?
The
Uh,
spreadsheet's gonna get a lot bigger.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
on our inspections right now, we are, I don't remember what it was, but we make a little bit of money on inspections, right? We're not losing.
yes, we do, the outsiders,
Internal, those
correct.
obviously we're
We
billing
make
out.
$20 for every inspection.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do we value, like an individual inspection?
It varies, it just depends on what it is.
Okay,
It can be 50, it can be 70, it just depends on what it is. There's different costs for different
what's like, can you give me
inspections.
range? You said 50 up to
For residential, it's 50 to 80.
50 to 80?
For commercial, it's 100 to 140.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the range that we have.
That's the current.
That's the current range,
Okay.
correct, yeah.
Do we have, for these permit fees here, do we have the number of like inspections that would go along with those, or like the number of permits?
No, I mean, I have,
I don't know how we would even,
yeah, I mean, cause there's not like, I mean, for something like fences would be super easy, so every
Yeah.
fence permit, let's say for May, I have May's report right here, so we issued 37 fence permits, so at 37 fence permits, that's 2 inspection per permit, so that's what, $74, $50 inspection fees that we charged? And that's the easy one to figure out, the rest of them are not, they're not easy,
Right.
yeah.
We can use that as a sample.
And the same thing with roofing, I mean, it's 32 roofing inspections for May, however, not all roofing inspections, like garages, don't require an inspection.
Right.
So I can't quantify how many houses versus garages there were.
Can you give me that, what was it, 38 you said?
It was 37 fence permits.
37, okay, and that's,
May.
those are $50 a piece?
Yeah, at 2 inspections each, 1 postal, 1 permit
So,
final.
100 plus.
74 inspections at $50 each, you said?
yeah.
Okay.
So just doing some quick calculator math real quick. So that would be a little over $10,000, was brought in by that. if we were to,
Sorry, is that on fences, did you say?
yes.
And just know too, if you guys do look at these reports that like I have for each month,
Where'd you come up with 10, Joe? 74
Um,
inspections at 50 is like 3,700.
There, oh, I think I had a decimal point. Wait, 37 times 100, right?
Yeah.
3,000. Yeah. Plus the 6 that we brought in from the, oh, I did signs, fences, sorry.
Yeah.
I was on signs, I was one line above, okay.
So
Gotcha.
74 inspection at 50 is 3,700.
Yes, okay. Alright, so, yeah.
Not 10.
Got it, okay. So we're gonna add 3,700 to that, so 14, 4, divided by 1. Okay, and then. Is that right, that they're, for the fence permits?
yes.
So, if that was, we're doing on once a month, we're doing almost $7.5 million in fences? Or is my math way off on that?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, so this is the cost, so this is
That's the
not,
cost of the fencing.
yeah, that's the,
Oh,
that's
that's
what,
the total.
Total
wait,
contracts.
That's not
That's
what
not
we're
the
collecting.
permit.
no,
Okay.
that's
No,
the cost.
That's
of-
the
yeah.
value of the contract.
Got
Right,
it.
yeah, all
Okay.
37 permits, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a high number.
Lucrative.
Wow, so where's all that money going?
That's a lot of fences.
Yeah, they're out of gold.
Okay, so we want this plus,
You
the
just, you know,
37.
if everybody knows what the fees are, you know, it's in black and white, here's, you know, that you're gonna have a fee for this, you're gonna have a fee for that, and people know up front that
And
you better
we-
be okay with that.
We do tell everybody when they come
Right.
in how much
But
of
I
the,
mean, hand them something, so they're not, oh,
Yeah,
I
we
didn't know
can-
that was coming, you know,
Mhm.
No, they know.
yeah, I mean,
Well-
we tell them,
sometimes.
yeah, well, we tell them when they ask us like roughly what's the permit gonna be, we're like, you know, it's gonna be based off the value plus the required inspections, and,
So they pay the inspection fees out front, correct?
right.
Right,
Mhm.
okay.
I mean, at this point, I would say, because we don't have all the kind of information regarding that, right? And the cost, and I don't wanna wipe out one area by just arbitrarily saying, okay, so we're gonna cover the cost of that by adding it all up to 2% when we don't have the data that gives us that.
Correct.
Where we're at.
Right.
Cause I'm not comfortable with
I
that.
would go with
Yeah.
maybe a lower rate, you know, or right in the middle and keep the inspection fee.
I say we go 1.75% and keep the inspection fees. Still be below Cicero.
Well, yeah, we have three options here. Maybe the middle one, Chuck, and then keep the inspection fees, or?
Yeah, I'd be a little more comfortable with that.
Well, 1.5%? Is that
And
what you said?
then we'd have to look at the inspection fees separately.
See, but it all depends on the size of the permit, you know? If it's a permit to build a house,
Right.
your inspection fees are gonna be a lot.
Sure.
If it's just a permit to do like a rehab, not as much, a fence is no big deal,
Right,
you know?
The only thing that's gonna be hard for me to figure out right off the bat is when we have inspections lumped together. So when you get the end of the month report, it lumps all the inspections, but it doesn't tell me out of those 70 inspections, what's the commercial versus what's the residential.
residential.
So there would be no way for me to quantify, you know, okay, well, out of the, 15 were at the commercial rate of 100 and 30 were at a rate of a 50. So that would be hard.
I don't think we should separate it by commercial anyway.
No, I'm just saying that if they wanted to do a percentage, I couldn't be able to really tell you what the percentage rate would be because they're charged at two different rates and it doesn't break down commercial.
In your system.
Correct.
Yeah, we're lumping it all together, there's not gonna be a separate commercial, separate residential, yeah.
I mean, I guess my feeling is if we are doing an increase, if we keep it a reasonable increase, if we're not, if the inspection fees are separate, and they're gonna be separate for now, because that's how, because we don't have the data. At this point in time, I wouldn't be comfortable doing a high one and keeping the inspection fees separate, cause it's on top of it, so I would be more inclined to the 1.5, not all the way to 2, but
Correct.
that's my feeling.
Feeling that way too.
Yeah, no.
I personally want 1.25, I know that, you know, you're saying we wanna bring in money, I guess I'm curious about that too, that was something that came up during the last meeting, was like, what would that money be used for, right?
Well, I mean,
What's the point of the generation.
I would imagine that money would
Back in
possibly go back into the budgets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right,
Back into the
yeah, I mean, that's what I would think it would be used for, you know?
kinda go to the general fund, you're saying?
Yes, correct. And then they would disperse that however they feel necessary, you know?
Gotcha.
I mean, listen, this is, I mean, I would think that if we were in line with Cicero, we would be fine. I mean, people always judge it on the surrounding towns. They have nothing else to judge it on, you know?
Yeah.
So why do we need to be lower than everybody else?
Well, I think the worry is it wouldn't be lower if, with Cicero, they're grouping in inspection costs. You know, like if we do 2% and then you also have to pay for inspections on top of that.
No, I'm not saying do 2%, I'm
Sure.
saying do 1.75 and then do the inspections. Then we'll probably be more closer to 2%, maybe slightly over.
But
But-
if you're, well, I was doing a little math, I don't know if this is accurate or not, so I have to check but just taking those permit fees, 110,744, that's the cost of the projects, right?
Right, the
Right.
value.
A month.
You're talking about the fences, right? Micah?
Fences, so let's say we do the minimum 1.25%, and out of that you get $2,214 that you're getting from permit fees, right? But if you're looking at the inspection costs, you're doing two $50 inspections for each fence, then that's actually bringing in more money, it's bringing in $3,700 just on inspections alone.
Well, we're not making that, we're paying a professional service, correct, Chuck?
Right, we're paying $30 of that out to somebody and we keep 20.
Right,
So,
but I'm just saying, at that point, it's not a 1.25%, you know, the inspection fees alone account for over 3%.
Okay,
Of the cost of the project, then, in that case. So I guess I just wanna make sure that that's part of the conversation, because if you go up to 1.75 and you keep the
Inspection fees.
inspection fees, then you're looking at an effective rate of like 5% for residents.
okay, well,
depends what the project is.
Depends on the project.
I suppose that, right, if it's just a fence, that's not that big of a deal.
If you're building a house, actually, it'd be cheaper, you know, because the inspections would make up a smaller amount, but it would be significantly higher for smaller projects.
Right.
Just in terms of inspections, then, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean,
That's the problem that I foresee, is like, cheaper projects end up costing a lot more, relatively speaking, in terms of permits and inspections, with that setup where you have separated costs like that.
Let me ask this question, are all of the final inspections done by outsourced, or is it just certain categories?
not all of the inspections are outsourced, and I'm not sure, that just depends on who we decide to give the inspection to.
Right, it just depends, I mean, all plumbing, electric, HVAC, structural stuff is all outsourced.
Those are all
Sure,
Right.
by experts who have. this.
Correct, you know, like gutter roofing inspections are also outsourced. Depending on, you know, like a sign final, that's something that we have Chris do,
Sure.
right, in-house. Sometimes the peer inspections for deck, so not all of them are outsourced, it really depends on the project and if it's something structural or not.
You're probably looking at 85% of our inspections being outsourced, the other 15% is probably in-house.
And
we
on outsource, inspections, we're doing a $20 markup, like across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's been since we've done the outside contractors. It's on the $50 inspections, they make $30 on each inspection. We were thinking about raising that too, but the mayor said absolutely not. We weren't gonna raise it.
They're paying the inspection fees either way, is kinda how I'm thinking, they're paying them at the 1.1 rate, they're paying them at the 1.25, the way we have it set up, so let's not hit them with both right away. I mean, why don't we just do a fee, like you were saying, do a fee increase to 1.5, and then keep the inspections the same at this point, and see how it goes.
Right.
You know, and then if we wanna table increasing inspections or not, or whatever it is at a later date, you know. I mean, we don't hit, you know what I mean, if we're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not, well, I mean, you said we were at like 1.1 before, right?
Right now, we're about 1.1, right. It's like 1%.
And it's
Yeah, I mean,
been that for, we think, at least 16 years, was the,
Yeah, I think the mayor, may have changed it, no?
We changed it once.
Yeah, I think we may have changed it once.
We
when he
changed
came
it
in.
once since we've been here.
Right,
okay.
So I'm thinking maybe since
It's probably 10.
11 years or so,
Yeah.
10 or 11 years since we've done it. We did it once.
Okay. Do you feel strongly about?
I mean, I think 1.5 is okay. It's not too high, it's not too low. I mean, you said 1.25, but I'm not trying to jam anything down anyone's throat. I mean, but I don't want to stretch this out any longer than we have to. Do you guys? I know, I mean, whatever. Do we want to?
We wanna,
I think we
Get
need
it
to come
right.
to, come to some type of decision tonight and,
yeah,
work with that, and we see how it's going, and if it doesn't work, then we bring it back to the table.
Mhm. I mean, we'll hear it first, if whether people are happy or not. Definitely us, so, I mean, and I'm sure it'll travel down to you guys too, you know?
I mean, if you don't like 1.5, and we can negotiate. We could do, and I don't like 1.2, we could do 1.35 or something. I don't care. I mean,
3.5.
you know,
Well, I guess the thing is just like, I would like to know what we're trying to make up for in the budget, you know? If we're like.
well, I don't think we're trying to make up
get-
for anything. I just think it's time to, it's been so long. I think it's time to raise
Yeah.
our prices somehow.
Sure.
How high, I'm not sure, but
So
it's
that
not,
cost increases.
it's
everywhere.
not
well, the
geared
cost of
towards
Yeah,
your
just the
department
budget.
goes
Cost
up
of running
every
the
year.
department,
Right,
cost
right,
of,
okay.
cost of employees.
But also the
everything.
cost of these projects are going up, so if we're doing it at an effective 1.1 rate, it's the same now as it was 16 years ago.
Right, but all the cost of materials and, you know,
Yeah, those all went up. So
Absolutely,
did our costs
significantly.
here. Everybody's costs are going up, but if those costs are going up, then the fees that we're collecting should be going up proportionally.
I agree, and, you know, and the people that come and bitch about their fees, I mean, they're really not in touch, you know? I mean, there's fees involved when you wanna build a house or put an addition on your house, that's how it is. It does, you know, and just, and people know that, you know? I mean, obviously, it's gotta be inspected, they know that, you know?
Yeah, and that's a cost, and that's a cost to the city.
What were you gonna say, Micah?
I don't wanna speak out of turn, but what I hear Joe saying is, you know, let's say, you know, lumber, let's say, you know, it used to be, $5 a foot, now it's 10, you know, proportionally 1% then of the cost of that project doubles, you know, it kind of tracks
I understand.
inflation
Sure.
and that kind of thing. So, I think if you're making big changes to the system, you know, I think people will like that, you know, the simplification. I think you don't wanna then rack up the rate and then have people kind of feel like they're they're getting screwed over on, having their rates, the permit fees increase pretty substantially. That's my own 2 cents, but
Is a 0.4 a large percentage? I'm just asking, I mean, cause if we have 1.1, we're going to 1.5 is 0.14, is that?
Is
I'm
that
actually
enough?
cool with anywhere in between that 1.25 and 1.5 because this portion of it, like the proportionality of that is not going to even matter as much as like the permit or the inspection fees. Cause like for the majority of the projects that we're looking at here, if it's a $10,000 project or under, then half of the cost is gonna be coming from the permit fee. So you're talking half of the project being at 1.25 versus 1.5 is like the difference of $5-7 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna hurt the residents or the homeowner, it'll slap more fees on the building and the additions and all that big stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean,
Those
just
costs are higher, right.
the complexity of this is ridiculous.
Well, thank you, okay, you've been dealing with
Yeah,
this for
this is what we've been dealing with for years.
almost 18 years.
So
Right.
like,
Yeah,
but
this
also
is-
like for residents to understand it.
Right.
And
Right.
to, and
Yeah,
to
this-
know,
Well, that's all
I mean,
ordinances.
like-
Have you ever read it? Ordinances are written ridiculously.
Yeah, this is way.
It really is. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I think that if we were to increase right now to 1.5% of the total, and then we can table the inspection fees and take a look at that later,
Mm-hmm.
if
Let's see
there's
how
a
this
need
is
to,
going.
but let's do this first. So,
So simplify this system here a little bit,
Is that what we're?
because this is actually crazy, this.
Oh,
Absolutely.
how many stagecoaches do you have in your house
Yeah.
that we need to charge you for, okay?
only 2.
Please.
I mean, none yet, but.
Right, you're thinking about it, okay?
Haberdasheries.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think? Are we doing 1.5?
It's up to the chairman here to
Well,
propose
so, do we wanna make a motion to recommend 1.5% increase on these?
So moved.
it. I second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
I. Oh.
But I appreciate the.
Whatever.
I said, oh, my eye, is what I said. Okay.
So it looks like over the course of the year, that extra 0.25% comes out to $100,000.
Well, it's not too bad.
No, I don't think so, but, I would like to know for, future adjustments, what we are trying to accomplish.
Okay.
If we need to make a change to move it up or down, I think this is reasonable to simplify it, I think that number is reasonable, to set as like a beginning bar or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, if there were to be changes needed, if there's additional costs that we need to cover,
Sure.
or if this money needs to go into, a capital outlay to modernize and make it so that people can apply for permits online, that sort of thing.
Okay, sure, but yeah, right.
What do you think about coming back in 6 months and do a little review and
Yeah.
something Shannon brings us and let's see how this is going, or
Yeah,
would that feel that,
I think that's great, yeah.
Okay.
all right?
yeah, let's.
You wanna see what the fees are now?
So maybe we could do a
1.5.
6 month, because this will probably start.
And also you want to know how
January
people are
1st, I assume.
reacting to the fee
Probably,
changes and
right.
things like that, right?
And maybe in July, we can meet and we can have the first 6 months and see what we're looking at and
Okay.
what happened.
What we've
there.
taken in and, okay,
Yeah,
works.
Cool,
Alright,
all right. Now we just got that ordinance, right?
Yes.
so then we'll need to make those changes, get them to legal.
Yeah, so I'll update, this week hopefully, and then I'll get them to Ruth and then she'll put forth.
so we need to meet again or to approve everything, or is this?
I think, I'm sorry, I'm gonna play the rookie card. Do we
I mean, it has to go to ordinance, so it'll go to council, so.
It'll go to council with the changes that we just said.
Correct.
that
Yeah,
we
but it has to
just
go to
approved.
legal, so.
Right,
We wouldn't have to meet, but we could if we
but we
wanted
could.
to.
You know, we don't have to, but we could just send it, you know, to legal and it can come to council then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it go to Cal first or to straight to council?
I mean, I think if there's a
It's
desire.
up to the chairman here.
To-
If there's a desire, we
to-
could talk in cow, I guess. I mean, it's up to the chairman.
I mean, I don't think we have to decide that right now.
No?
Okay. Other business.
So, when Ruth and I were going over all the ordinance changes and stuff like that, we had a little bit of a communication error, so we have a ordinance, which I kind of printed for everyone, so I'm giving you a copy of the current ordinance, the old change that we made, and then the new change we want to make to it, pass this down.
This is the drain one.
Yeah, so ultimately, sorry,
I don't know.
okay.
Wait, is this?
Yeah, so on the top is the current ordinance. So the way the current ordinance reads, and it's with substantial improvements to a property, we have it at 50%. So what we've been noticing is that when people come in and they're remodeling their whole house, they're really lowballing us so that
They're lying to us
Correct.
and telling us that their entire house remodel is only costing them $35,000, when we know it's a $125,000 job.
Okay.
So to keep them from lying, we're making the requirement for flood control to be required only at a 35% cost of what the property was either valued at upon sale, correct? Or its current value, is that what it was?
Right, so the ordinance that we proposed last time, put it in a different place, so I'm trying to bring the ordinance that Ruth and I did for the drain tiles into the proper ordinance number. And then also, we had labeled it, as investment properties. So we wanna change it from we don't wanna hit these to homeowners.
Well, yeah, new changes?
So, yeah, so the old changes is the one that Ruth and I put in the wrong
Okay.
area, okay? So we're modifying that to only affect investment property. So the way the current ordinance reads, it's every single person who wants to remodel their house, where they're required to do water service, flood control, and a drain tile. However, this is really something that we want investment properties to do when they put in 35% of the cost. So the new ordinance refers to, it's in the proper area, it takes out, all this verbiage about what an investment property is, and then puts it in the right place to change everything from the 50 to the 35%.
Is this the new that's highlighted here? or-
Yes, those are the new areas that I moved things around and,
That you highlighted?
correct, that I made the adjustments in.
Okay.
So, yeah, we don't want to hit a homeowner who had a flood in their basement and they ended up having, or a fire or something, they're already, have enough going on, and we don't wanna hit them with having to do a water service upgrade, a flood control, a drain tile, unless of course they want to. But the ordinance, we really wanted them to make sure that it goes to investment properties.
Gotcha.
And even when we're talking to the mayor too. Yes.
Sorry, where are the changes?
So if the first page right here,
It's.
it's where it says new changes, the little highlighted area,
Yeah.
it says drain tile systems. So I just kind of simplified it as to just stating investment properties. And then what a drain tile system is at 35% instead of, all this other defined stuff that was not necessarily needed. Yeah, it's just taking what we did and putting it in the right place, and, cause the percentage was already lowered.
Just correcting the location of.
Correct,
where
correcting the
it's in
location,
ordinance.
correcting,
Correct.
to say only investment properties and not every homeowner that owns the property.
Okay.
Yes.
Could I make a recommendation,
Hmm?
which is to add another definition for investment property?
Yeah, I agree.
Cause otherwise, it's not defined and people can slip around. I think I brought the last time that this came up, which is, I think we need language to clarify what an investment property is, 'cause otherwise people will try to play
I
system.
think when we talked to the mayor, we wanted it just kind of as investment, because we have people who own like 4 or 5 different properties.
No, totally.
No, what we were talking about is like, we have someone who owns 4 or 5 different properties, we know they're not living in all the properties, but they're putting themselves down as these 5 properties are their current residents, and that's not the case. So I think we were just saying that if it's an investment property, you're not gonna be living at it across the board. It's,
Right.
you know, cause then it's like, well, if it's a 2 unit and it's an investment property, but I live in the 2 unit, but the other unit's
I
investment.
mean, we could, I imagine we could put a very basic definition of an investment property in there. I mean, it's easy enough.
Well,
It's
it's
a property
Right.
that's being renovated to be sold within a certain amount of time after being completion. We can do that.
Or
Make note of that, Shannon. and we'll-
Well, that's the
Or
stuff that we.
something about where you're, I mean, don't they generally, the definition of something like that is where you, if you reside, if you file your taxes as the resident.
Well, you have to live in a property for a year.
Okay,
If you're gonna tell us you're living, and we get this all the time, these guys lie to us every day. So technically, if you tell me you're gonna live there, we're supposed to keep track and watch you, and if you leave before a year, we're supposed to do something about it. What, I don't know. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, the state requires all the plumbing to be ripped out.
You know what I mean? What do you do?
And who's gonna do that? Yeah, any plumbing work that you did as owner is supposed to be ripped out of your walls if you sell it within that certain amount of time. And that's just plumbing.
And like I said, those people are committing mortgage fraud.
that's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Why do I have, this one says new too, or is this yours?
that too.
That says now, I just don't know how to write properly.
That's
Oh,
now.
Now, yes.
Okay.
That's now, this is new, that's old.
Correct.
Okay.
So we can, I mean, the investment stuff is, investment property is defined in there. I just know when we wanted to just say investment properties, which we can throw back in there, that's fine,
I'm no lawyer, but I think that you need to define things.
Okay. Yeah. Did I confuse everybody? I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
Alright, why don't you make that change,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have to talk about it again.
And then there is a small grammatical thing on this page with substantial improvements. It says improvements due to investment property.
Sorry, Nina. Okay.
Just whatever that, not exactly
Oh,
sure
okay.
what that's supposed to be.
Oh, you're supposed to say done.
Done, okay,
Number 8, Joe?
yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, no,
I was reading that sentence over and over, trying to figure out what I was saying.
can't read my mind, right? Yeah, so it's just that one change on the new changes page and the first page, and then that page with the number 8 on it, which I'll correct.
Okay, we'll bring that back.
Well, do we need to bring it back?
I
Why
don't know.
why don't we just make the change?
We could say we make the change and that'll have to come to council, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the mayor was the one that wanted that out of there, so
Right.
Oh. that's why we took it out, but
Right.
make,
If we're good
Yeah, I'll make
we'll
the-
make the change.
I'll
and-
make the correction, and then I'll
Are you
throw.
okay with them bringing the ordinance to council, we just vote on it then? And make sure the changes are correct, or we can committee a whole, whatever we need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's fine.
Okay, so I'll get the change to you, or I'll get it to Ruth, and then however she has to do it.
We'll discuss it, I'll discuss it in the morning, we'll see
Okay.
what, exactly how we want the verbiage to read,
Okay,
and then we'll make sure we forward it to you.
okay.
Okay, because, yeah,
Yeah.
and then we can bring that to council.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm always for easy, You know, however you guys wanna do it, that's up to you.
It just seems like some minor change, nothing that's,
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has an individual quibble with the final product or whatever, there's a couple of days to submit feedback on that and vote accordingly.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, you are correct.
So, just in your opinions, so the investment property verbiage that we currently have that I struck out of here, is under drain tiles only. I should actually probably relocate it to where that other page with the substantial improvements, where it talks about investment properties there and define it in there, and not just individually in
Correct.
the drain tile.
I agree.
Right, okay,
Correct, yes. I think that's what they were asking for.
got it, okay. Cool. I said I'll get this, work on this tomorrow. And then as far as the fees that or the inspections we wanna meet back up with, how do you guys want me to do that?
The,
Like, yeah, the fee, I mean, help me out, the inspections. Or we still wanna discuss that at a later date too? Or no?
Well, we were gonna
We'll
go,
see
see
how it goes.
how
Okay,
this
okay,
goes,
okay.
and we were gonna do it maybe a 6-month review.
Okay, okay.
And we can talk about, and then I would say at that point, we do a new analysis of where we're at, and then look at, and we want a breakdown of the
Permit
additional
fees.
fees with the inspection fees, and see how that all correlates. Like some numbers on that.
Yeah, well, you're gonna wanna know what these inspection fees are adding up to, that's what you're wanting to know,
Mhm.
okay?
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah, cause like, what it sounds like is if we were to even go up to 3-4%, on some of these projects, we would not be recouping the cost of the inspection fees. Unless the project exceeded like $10,000, $20,000, so
Mhm.
like anything that below that,
right,
if we were to go to a fixed fee, we would be losing money on, but you know, maybe you can get that back on the other end, on some of like the higher end projects.
Sure.
That are kind of subsidizing that, so,
Right.
having 6 months of data of what that kind of looks like, and if we can, when that comes in, have it broken down in this way where we're seeing, you know, the individual returns on those, and then if we can even get more granular to like a project level and look at some things where it's like a high value project versus, you know, fence, a handful of fences or
Sure.
something. Just to see if like, you know, if we were to go to some sort of flat fee, could we balance those out in a way that makes it so we're not losing money on,
sure,
on inspections? That sort of thing.
okay.
My last question is, are we doing a minimum? Because like, are we doing a minimum permit fee? Cause right now it's, for the first $2,000, the permit fee is $30. So will then the 1.5% hit after the $2,000 of value?
Yes,
Okay, so we're gonna do a minimum $30 permit fee and then, or a $40 permit fee as,
For minor jobs, right?
right, for anything
Correct.
that's from $1 to a $2,000, depending on if we don't give a no charge permit. Are we going to do a minimum of a $40 permit fee as suggested in the ordinance change the first time? Or are we gonna stay with the 30, which we currently have as the minimum?
Back to that.
Sorry, when I proposed it, I got, yeah,
Alright, I just wanna look at that.
That doesn't affect too many, right?
no. It's a
So-
$10 increase.
The minimum
Permit fee.
permit fee, so it's similar to where it's like, okay, it'll be 1.5% of the cost of the work, but
Right, so-
not less than $30.
So, okay, 30, okay. We keeping
I
it,
mean, you just word it like that.
right, so it'll be
But she's
basically.
asking if we wanna keep it at 30 or go to 40, which was suggested.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so right now, so if we don't set a minimum, if someone comes in for a project that's costing them $1,000,
Then I
I'm
think-
doing 1.5% of that,
Yeah.
and that's even less than what our current minimum is.
I
Correct,
think
we can't have
40,
that.
I think 40 is fair. It's not a lot of money.
Because like I said,
We
basically,
can't
the,
do it
the
less.
proposed that I had given in the ordinance originally is roughly 1.5-ish. So if we do a minimum of 40, and then anything over 40 is at a rate of 1.5%.
Well, that'd be 2,600. At 1.5% for 40. So that would raise what it is now, right? Cause now it's
Yeah.
2,000.
And it's $30 for 2,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so say if they come in with the $1,800, well, we would, of course, we round up, so a $2,000 permit fee.
So if we did 30, it would be 2,000.
That's what it is now.
Yeah, I think that's fine. No? It'd
So
be-
they're
Be
asking for
keeping the
that.
rate of what it is now.
You just go with that other increase and leave the minimum at what it is.
Yeah. And just see how it shakes out.
Yeah, we can do a review of that too.
Okay,
I'm good
So
with that.
that stays status quo.
okay, fine, I will
Alright.
make those changes and word
All right,
the ordinance.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
seconds.
Aye.
Sorry,
Aye.
hold on.
Okay, oh,
I apologize, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Unadjourned.
Unadjourned.
The way the ordinance is reading right now, it says except for roofing permits.
Why?
Yeah.
Because roofing permits, we did at a different rate.
But I think.
It was 5,000 for the first it was $50 for the first 5,000. And then every 1,000 after that was 15. So we wanna just lump roofing into the same fee?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
it's simpler.
yeah,
Okay.
we gotta, yeah.
So I'll also take out number
Everything.
5,
Right?
and this will be
Yeah,
for
I think
everything.
we have
We
to
said
simplify.
everything.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
reason not
I'm
to.
trying to simplify, and
Yeah.
this is going.
Right, I just didn't wanna have still questions tomorrow, so that's why I just thought
Okay.
that,
I know.
yeah,
Consider it.
okay, across the,
Dumbwaiters and stagecoaches too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Alright, so now we're really adjourned.
yes,
Yeah, we're
sorry.
really adjourned.
I will not unadjourn this.
6:50.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right,
Nice.
thank
Have a
you.
nice night.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.
Of course.
See you.
Thank you. Good stuff.
So a couple councils will see this.
I would think it would take, yeah, might not
I
see
don't
it
think we'll
till
see
the
that.
first week of December. I would think it's gonna take 30 days.
Sounds good.
All right, Ben, good night.
Thanks, y'all.
Night.
Thank you.
See you next
Thanks for the
week.
meeting.